Today we're going to take a look at taking 2-column notes using our credible sources for our hero project. So I've pulled up here biography.com, a biography on Langston Hughes, and on the right hand side you'll see where I've started my 2-column notes. So we're going to start with writing our topic at the top of the T-chart. So my topic is simply my hero's name. So as I'm reading through my article, I'm going to stop and pull out the most important information. Remember, as you're note-taking, you don't need to read everything, especially if you have a big book. You're going to use your text features, your table of contents, to really pick out the most important ideas. So I go through. Langston Hughes was born on February 1st, 1902 in Joplin, Missouri. So I'm actually going to highlight that birth date and where he was. And on my 2-column note side, I'm going to start with my star. My star is going to be about his early life. And then on the other side, I'm going to start with my dashes. My dash is going to be what it's about. So it's going to be his birth. And then my dot is my detail about that. So it's going to be February 1st, and I'm running out of space, 1902. I'm going to continue reading. Actually, I'm going to put his, where he was born, Joplin. Missouri. Remember, when you're writing these, make sure you write so that you can read your notes later. And so I'm going to continue reading my text. He published his first poem in 1921. He attended Columbia University but left 1 year to travel. His poetry was later promoted. Now all of this does not go with my early life, so I'm going to kind of skip that and go down to the next section, which you'll see the title there, is early life. So James Mercer Langston Hughes was born on February 1st, 1902 in Joplin, Missouri. We already have that information. His parents, James Hughes and Carrie Langston, separated soon after his birth, and his father moved to Mexico. So I am going to write down his parents' name. That might be something important that I come back to later. So my dash is going to be parents, and then remember my details are going to be my dots. So we have James Hughes and Carrie Langston. Then I would continue to read and put more information under my early life. Then I'd look for my next big idea to create a new star. And when I went back up to the synopsis, I noticed about some of his schooling. So maybe this would be his adult life. So maybe my next star could be adult life. Oops. Maybe you would put schooling. Remember, you're choosing big ideas that relate to your hero. So some of your heroes are not going to have an adult life. Or maybe some of your heroes do not have a documented childhood. So then I go back through and Over here, I'm going to write schooling. So that's my dash. And then remember, under my dash is going to be the details. He went to Columbia. He dropped out. He did publish a first book. So what I would do is I'm going to leave space under his adult life because maybe I'll find more information later. But I will make a new star. And maybe this is going to be his writings. Maybe I would put accomplishments. And I would do the same thing. I would start with my dash and his writings. Maybe I'll do books. I know that Langston Hughes has also written poetry, so maybe another dash would be poetry. So first book, 1926. It does say that he wrote countless works of poetry, prose, and plays, as well as a popular column. So I would continue to include that information under the writings piece. As I continue through the article, I can always go back and add to my adult life or back to his childhood if I find other information. Once I'm finished with this source, then I can go to another credible source to find more information about my hero.